Hello Aquarius, welcome to your April 2024 reading. Interesting as always, Aquarius. Let's start with the beginning of the month here. I am going to pull all these up so you can see them one at a time. This is the beginning of the month. This would be the middle of the month. This would be the end of the month, okay? So at the beginning of the month, you're feeling fairly strong as a manifester, which is nice to see the Magician in all its glory in its upright form. So you're coming into the month pretty strong. There is some sort of lack of love, lessening of love. This could be you and your feelings towards someone else, or vice versa. It could be someone's feelings towards you. But there is lack here on the table, or perhaps someone taking their love back. You do have the Sun in reverse, and you know the Sun in reverse isn't an absolutely awful card for sure. It is less joy than the Sun upright, and you're not exactly where you want to be at the beginning of the month. It doesn't look like you're miserable, it doesn't look like you're unhappy, but it looks like you're not exactly where you expected or wanted to be, Aquarius, and that's okay. You do have Heal the Ouch, and this came out in reverse, and this could be you trying to heal yourself on some level, physically, mentally, emotionally. This tends to hearken something from the past, coupled with this particular oracle, I could see how that is. We'll get to that, but yeah, there is something from your past that seems to crop up, almost like a trigger that you need to recognize. When you realize what's being triggered from the past, something very old. It does not excuse what's going on, but it will give you a window into why you're reacting that way, and perhaps how you got into this situation. Let's move on to mid-month here. So mid-month, you are stepping away, going away from a bad experience into calmer waters, which is nice to see. It is right next to the Magician down here, and that's also a really nice pairing. You have the Tower, and that is the center of your reading. It's something shocking. It does not have to be something bad, but it is something that you're not expecting, and that centers your whole reading, and we'll get more on that at some point. You do have the Death card in reverse. You have some unfinished business here on the table as well. You're trying to close out a cycle here, Aquarius. Mid-month, it seems as though you're having problems closing out this cycle, but have no fear. You do have autumn here, and this could point to autumn as a season for sure. If you're wondering when this will be completely closed out, it might be autumn, but more than that, the autumn card denotes a harvest of some kind. So when you see the harvest card, and it's a couple of cards away from here, the Tower, it could very well be a windfall here. And you did pull the oracle. I mean, it's not an oracle, it's more of a witch's rune, but you did pull the waves here, overseeing your whole month, and this is sort of being carried by spirit. You are not really in the driver's seat. You are trying to manifest, but I do believe spirit is the one in the driver's seat this month. So try to trust the process, Aquarius. Try to trust that whatever is happening is for your better good, something that needs to be done, and also try to understand where all this is coming from, because I think that's important. You do have towards the end of the month, you stepping into your power as the Queen of Swords upright. I like to see the Queen of Swords upright in a Aquarian reading, and you're stepping into your power as an Aquarian, as the logic speaker, as the logic thinker, and you're cutting out what needs to be cut out, and you're being very, very honest about whatever it is you're feeling. You have the Ace of Wands, which is the return of some passion. This could be a person coming into your life and evoking that passion, or it could be a new path you're starting that's, you're feeling passionate about. In your past readings, you may have been feeling sort of stuck. This looks like the end of unstuckness, and here you're loosening your grip on something. something that maybe had you in its grips in the past. You're loosening your grip on that, and it is creating something within you that's freeing. You do have this card, and this is the card I was discussing before, digging up bones, archaeology of the soul, archaeology of your life. What's hidden in the past here that needs to be uncovered, Aquarius? There's something, there is a trigger that happens in your life. It seems to be a pattern. Whoever's reading this there's a pattern. Now, I've seen many of your readings denote an injustice done to you, and this could be leftover stuff from all that, and I'm not excusing the person or people responsible for this, but you have to understand that you're a very smart sign, and for you to get into this situation to begin with, I really think it has something to do with your childhood, with your past, something that traumatized you, that you no longer think about, that you perhaps push down under the surface, and it, twice it has come out that you need to heal something. As Aquarians, sometimes we do that. We push things away and we say, well, if I don't think about it, it never happened, or I don't have to deal with it. And as the Queen of Swords, you are using your head more than your heart. But there's something that needs to be healed here, Aquarius, and if it's not healed, you will find yourself in the same situation with different characters wearing the same masks, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of hope here with Autumn. I do think that you are manifesting something, and the universe is carrying it to you, and that might be this Tower moment. The Tower moment might be many things. It is many things for many people, right? It could be a sudden influx of fortune that you've been waiting on. It could be a sudden realization about something. It could be for some reason I'm just not getting a negative feeling from this. It is right next to this Ace of Cups in reverse, but that comes first, and there's something you might be pulling your love back from. There's something that may have pulled their love from you. It leads into some sort of Tower moment here, but it does result in an invocation of aliveness, of that life force, that energy that's been lacking in your previous readings. Let's look at your warnings. You do have some warnings here. You have warnings every month. You have blessings every month, and depending on what type of work you do, and I think that what the work that is highlighted this month is healing stuff from your past. Yeah, you do have the warning here is to not go off. Not this new passion that's coming in, kind of take it slow. Take it slow. There might be someone new coming into your life. There might be a new passion coming into your life in general. Whatever it is, appreciate it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but take it slow. Do not rush into anything, especially if you have things to heal. You have to hyper focus on, put that magnifying glass. That energy that you would use to help another human being, you need to help yourself this month. Put that magnifying glass on yourself, okay? Because your harvest is waiting for you. You do have the Five of Pentacles that, you might be feeling isolated. You might be feeling left out in the cold. You might be feeling like your finances have taken a hit. It's a warning for what is to be, or what might be, or feelings that you might have. You have the Hierophant in reverse. This might Taurian energy, but it might be, it absolutely might be a relationship that's falling apart and will continue to fall apart. And it looks like it was meant to fall apart, if you know what I'm saying. Now let's look at your blessings. Your blessings are always available to you if you do the work, if you allow the universe in, if you allow them to take the wheel. You do have nostalgia. You do have sweet moment. This could represent children in your life that you absolutely love. These are blessings from your past. You have blessings in your past. You also have trauma in your past. This is an appreciation of the blessings that you have from your life, the fruit. You do have a lessening of, with the Five of Swords in reverse, you have a lessening of being so defensive and so ready to strike. There is a lessening of that in the blessings. You also have, interestingly enough, the Star in reverse, and you have the Knight of Swords upright. And the Star in reverse in the blessings column for you as an Aquarian, it could mean that you have to sort of do something that you haven't done. There are certain ways you have of handling things, whether that's trauma or arguments or what have you, and you need to sort of think out of the box. What is it that there is something that you're overlooking that you could do. Maybe it's out of your comfort zone, Aquarius. But I do think these cards came out together and they have a dual meaning. Once you start thinking out of the box, there is somebody that comes rushing in. And I do think this is, you know, of course, for some of you, it could be you that rushes in with this newfound knowledge. But I can't help but think this might be another person that you meet that rushes in. And I think it's once you break through that energy and rebuild it. When you take the energy that you usually use and you alchemize it as the magician into something else, and you start looking at things differently, therefore you start reacting differently, therefore you start solving things differently, and you start doing this deep dive on yourself, that's work. This is work you're doing on yourself, on your life, on your responses. We've all heard we can't really control what happens, but we can control how we react to it. And I think that once you start reacting differently to certain things, you might attract something or someone positive into your life. And the waves, you know, have many meanings, and one of the meanings is feeling a loss of control. Perhaps you need to relinquish that control, especially with the Four of Pentacles reversed. The releasing of something, the releasing of something, the releasing of something from your past, the releasing of pain. Yeah, for sure. You will have here, let's look at some of these bottom of the deck things. I mean, you did pull this for one of your readings. It is the werewolf. It's someone slowly turning into something else. And like I said in the other reading, when someone turns werewolf, it's fairly painful. And it's a metamorphosis. It could be angry. You could be upset about something. You're changing into something else. This is what you may not see coming. You'd also pulled the vinegar card, and that is unfortunate for whoever's around you, because when you change into this other thing, there's somebody out there in your environment that doesn't like it. There's somebody out there in the environment that feels the acidity of your choice, of the way you're changing. You have changed, or you are on your way to changing. You do have the Hanged Man, which is obviously Piscean energy, but more than that, the Hanged Man hangs willingly. It's a sacrifice. There is a light bulb that goes off in their head at some point. There is a light bulb that's going to go off in your head about all this, Aquarius. And you do have the Metamorphosis card in reverse. So what we talked about the metamorphosis is painful. The metamorphosis is temporary, but in this case, because it's in reverse, it's a painful transition. You're transitioning, and you do have at the bottom of this deck the Two of Cups. And I did say over here that there could be definitely someone rushing in to claim all this newfound energy. I do think it might be someone brand new. Let's pull a couple of cards here. Show me the beginning of the month for Aquarius, please. You do have marriage. You know, I did say that there might be a marriage that is falling apart. You might be in the middle of a breakup. It might not be an actual legal marriage. It could be very well be a legal marriage with the Hierophant here in reverse for some of you. And it's for others of you, it's something you counted on as being permanent. Something that might be falling apart. Show me mid-month, please. Mid-month. You do have the Eagle. And it says triumphed over troubles. So yeah, you do have that Tower, but you have the Eagle here overseeing the whole thing mid-month, and you also have the Autumn Harvest card. I can't help but think you're moving away from something into something that you were not expecting. There's some sort of either a windfall here, but what's interesting is you do have the Death card in reverse, so there's something that may be refusing to leave your life at the same time. It looks like you're in for something good mid-month, though. It's something very shocking. It's something surprising. So let's look at your end of month. Show me the end of month for Aquarius. Show me the end of month for Aquarius. You have great personal sorrow. I mean, yeah, I would say so. But you know what? In this column, what heads this column is that digging up the past, digging up bones. There might be stuff from your past that is painful, Aquarius, that you don't like to think about, that you don't like to evaluate because it's painful, and you might feel it's a waste of time to go back that far and dig up bones. But it's relevant. I think you need to do it. I think you need to clean out that wound so it can grow over healthy, with healthy skin, and you can make connections. You could say, okay, how did I end up in this situation? Does it have something to do with that situation? Is there a reason I ignored red flags, or is there a reason I chose this person, or I allowed this person into my life? You might be surprised when you start connecting the dots, and you're very good at that. I just don't think you're particularly good at that with yourself. So I think you need to turn that discriminating eye on yourself so you could make these connections and you could figure out why it happened, so it doesn't happen again. So perhaps this next connection can be extremely healthy for you. You know what I mean? You have in the warnings column, you have 2 cards. You have Mountain Road, and it says you're on the road to success, but like I always say when I pull this card, this looks arduous. It does not look easy. You're not on an easy road, but you're on the road to success. You do have a bird flying. News is on the way. You might get some news this month. Yeah, you might get some news this month from a source that you're not particularly happy with. But show me the end. Show me the blessings. Oop, this came out right on my arm. In the blessings column, you have egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. And the hard work, I think, in this situation is dedication to yourself. Dedication to healing yourself. Even if you have to do that alone. If you can't do it alone, if you're just not happy about doing it alone, or you don't have the expertise, or you're a little afraid of those feelings that are buried so deep, you could always get a professional to go down that road with you and really tear it apart. But the truth is, there is something that needs to be done. There's an egg. This fertility is yours. You're going to get some bad news, but I don't think that's the center of your reading here. The center of your reading is something shocking and surprising. I'm going to pull one more card. I just have to decide on the deck here. How about I do this? Show me what this Tower moment involves. This one wants it to come out. You have the Chariot. Cancerian energy. At the bottom of the deck, you do have the Death card. So, yeah, there is something, when I said that this tower isn't particularly bad, when I said that the tower could be a shocking thing that happens to you that's positive, it does give you forward motion out of a situation, and perhaps this forward motion leads you to your harvest. There are obviously several things going on in this reading. It's not just about one thing, but you are changing, Aquarius. You need to heal something, Aquarius. And another slot is you do have someone coming into your life for that healed version. You need to have a healed version ready for this person to be attracted to you. Okay, that's what you need. It needs to be healed. But between the Six of Swords here, the Chariot, the Harvest, I do see a lot of good here. A lot of good. One more card. One more card for Aquarius. Small increase, valuable info, fresh start. The gold nugget, the beginning of something. The egg, the beginning of something. That is a theme. You have the egg, the gold nugget. It's a start in the right direction. The Ace of Wands, it's a start in the right direction. The harvest is right around the corner here, Aquarius. You might be going through a tough time, but there's something good that's happening this month. That tower is a positive thing. Please let me know what it is after the month is finished. Please let me know.
Good night. And always remember, that's